What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. You're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch. My name is Kevin. I hope you had an awesome weekend. It's another Set Champs weekend, so I do want to go over some meta cards, some card prices, and some Lorcana news. But first off, let's start off with some Enchanted information that I've been noticing. The Enchanted Robin Hood from September to October has just been going up a little bit from like 150 to almost 200 bucks now. Lowest non-verified is Voodoo Games by with 180 for that price tag right there. And after that, Super Games Inc. has it at 199. So it's almost about $200 now, which is pretty cool. As you can see here, many of them were selling for around 150, 165, 154. In September, like early September, they were around 188, so they are back up at that $200 price is what it's looking at. Definitely a meta staple. Yeah, so I can see why this is still very popular. The Mirabelle that you win for set championships is selling for as low as $50. We have plenty of non-verified sellers that have it for 50, 51, 52. And then we have Aurora's Lemonade Stand. Shout out you guys. 52.99 lowest of verified. So this is the cheapest enchanted that we've seen for set championships from the three that we've had so far. And I think a lot of us are familiar with the reasons why by now. You get 8 per store instead of 4 now, so there's way more this time around. And the card itself isn't really used in the meta, so unfortunately, it's not really a card that people are really excited to like try and go after, either like to buy or to win. I'm sure for the sake of collectability, it's cool, right? But it doesn't seem like anything too difficult to obtain, basically. And I've also been seeing a lot of people talk about how like the numbers for the Set Champs events have been dropping. Like there's less people at your store playing Set Champ events than there was last or the first Set Championship. And I think we also have to understand that a lot more stores have been officially approved by Lorcana to hold Set Championship events. There was a lot of unofficial stores that were throwing tournaments weekly, but they just weren't officiated by Ravensburger yet. And it feels like after the Set Champ stuff rolled out, it was way easier to become an official store. I know the store that we throw tournaments at in Long Beach, California. We got officiated really quick the moment we started using Melee. Really, we're just having issues with our end on why we can't host Set Champs, right? But in general, a lot of stores in the area from the first Set Champs to this one, they went from being like unofficial Lorcana stores to official league stores, and now there's way more Set Championship events and stores hosting them than there was for the Stitch and for the Ursula. So I think that's why you're seeing like less people at your store championship events, because there's just so many that aren't even like advertised well either, and they're getting like 8 people, 12 people, but you have multiple happening on the same Saturday and Sunday. Obviously some people are going to go to the ones that are closer to them and some aren't going to go to the ones that maybe you're used to. I know there was like a couple that I just couldn't, that I didn't hear about at all. And then I started seeing like the owners of the stores post in like our local Facebook groups, like, hey, don't forget about our store championship, because like no one's really talking about it. So if you are like a store owner, like definitely use those social media tools to like get the word out there if you're throwing a set championship, because you need 8 people. You actually need 8 people to give away the prize cards. Some more stuff moving back up this week. The Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor from the newest D23 promo collection has been going back up in price earlier in September, selling for as low as $40 to $45. And this week, they're as high as $76. Check this out. Lowest verified Strike Zone Online, $76.99. They have 3 of them for you. CB Vet does have them for $69, and there's 8 right there ready for you to go. So that is a little bit of a discount compared to that those other prices. But yeah, all of them that were like $50 that were selling in September, $60, those are all gone now. More recent sales have been as high as 85, 77, 76, 79, and now, like we were saying, 76 is the lowest verified. So almost $80 now from September to October on these. The D23 collections continue to be an awesome, I guess, investment for lack of a better term. If you picked those up during the first week of launch, they were only about 100 to 100. They were $100 on MSRP, but they're about 150 on the secondary market. And today they're like $300, right? And this card is $80. The Ursula is like $80. Oswald is like $70. So they definitely are sought after, and definitely paying for themselves. Quick meta updates. Rapunzel continues to be like the dominating legendary in the market right now. Lowest verified for a non-foil is $42.90. Then it jumps to $45.99 by Strike Zone Online. So it's about a $45 legendary. Still does not surprise me. And the cold foils are still very expensive. $74.94 by PNC. They did kind of bounce off that $75, $76 mark, but check this out. There's plenty to go around, and they all stick around $75 to $80. So 20 listings available for this card. card, and it continues to be one of the best cards in the game. Beast Tragic Hero, also one of the biggest movers in the meta right now. Lowest verified is 41.40, still $40+ for your Beast Tragic Heroes, and the cold foils are still $70+. Stone Dream Collects has them for $73.90 today. There's 25 listings there, so not too many listings for these two top legendaries, but these are for sure the top most expensive legendaries in Lorcana right now, alongside maybe Maleficent Monsters Dragon, whose non-foil isn't too expensive. It's only $25, and it has been this price for a cool minute. We saw it a little bit more than 25 in the middle of September, and it kind of came down. So lowest verified is $24.99 by Dungeon Games IN, and these cold foils are definitely a little bit of a different story, though. These are still selling for $100. The Lounge has it for $104 with 99 cents. They got 4 of them for you. So if you want a playset of Maleficent Dragons for your deck and you want to spend $400, you can buy them all from the Lounge right there. But, we did see this as high as $70 during like mid-September, and in the last month or so, we've just been seeing this cold foil shoot up in price. And I think a lot of it is because the Emerald Steel deck is super relevant again in this format, and Ruby Sapphire tends to have a better matchup against Emerald Steel than some of the other decks. Against Steel decks in general, Ruby Sapphire tends to have a very good matchup. So naturally, the Ruby Sapphire cards like Maleficent Monsters Dragon are going to be moving a lot in the market, and this is a legendary from the first chapter. We were talking about this with Zach, how first chapter legendaries, especially the cold foils, they just do this sometimes. We've seen this card this expensive before in the past. So if you did buy it at $100 and you were sad that it went down to like 60, 70, congratulations, they are back at $100 again. Diablos are still looking pretty healthy today. Lowest verified isn't even on the first page, so you can definitely buy some Diablos from some non-verified sellers for closer to $30. But if you start going through verified sellers, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more, closer to $35 actually. Lowest verified is $35.17, and the non-verified sellers are gonna be $30. So if you want to get them for a little bit cheaper, maybe consider getting them from some non-verified sellers. Not bad. Cold foils are $41, and that's pretty consistent throughout the page. So it's looking like we're going to be seeing $41 cold foil Diablos for the time being. Still one of the best cards in Emerald. Only about $12 more for the non-foil than the cold foil. Sorry, more for the cold foil than the non-foil. Not too bad. Ursula, Deceiver of Alls, these are still close to $20, $18.48 with the dollar shipping by Kingsway Collects. So we've been seeing these stick around $20 ever since like Emerald Steel kind of became one of the best decks again. Cold foils are going back up though. Check this out. We did see them as low as $21, $22 in September 19th. That was actually the weekend of DLC Vegas. Then Zan Syed wins DLC Vegas with Emerald Steel, and now these cold foils are $25. And check this out. Lowest verified is $27.75 now. Bash on TCG has 2 of them for you. Then it jumps to $28, almost $30. I'm thinking $28 for this cold foil now, which is pretty cool. So if you were picking these up before the DLC Vegas, like we were talking about on the Market Watch videos, how this card was underrated, then I think you're in your bag now. That's pretty nice to see. Some more very poppin' legendary / cold foils that I want to talk about. Lucky Dime continues to be $13+, almost 15, but not quite there yet. Dungeon Games IN has them at $13.45. They have 2 of them for you, and then Bash on TCG has 3 of them for you. Shout out, you guys. Love to mention the sellers that have more than one, because you can just order them from one seller and save yourself some shipping fees. The cold foil Lucky Dimes have calmed it down a little bit. We're not seeing sales for $40 anymore, which was a little bit crazy. Last week on Friday we did see a sale for $37, $38, $40 for this Lucky Dime foil. And today, a little bit of a different story. You can buy them for cheaper from a Bash on TCJ. They have one for $31 with the dollar shipping. So that's really good compared to the $40 price tag we saw on Friday. Then DHTCG has it for $31 as well. Pretty much the same price. And then it jumps to $37 by ADHV over here. Then $38 by R&R Gaming. So not $40 necessarily, because there's a couple listings that are still within that $31 to $32 range. But there's only a couple left. After those are gone, we start to see $37, $38. So, maybe consider that if it's your payday this week. Maui, Hero to Alls, kind of calming down for the non-foils. Not $15 anymore, $13.75 by Quibbles TCG, and then some other sellers that have it for just a little bit cheaper. Cold foil Mauis, though, are $25 again, is what it's looking like. Okay, so lowest verified is going to be all the way down here by PokePow Collectibles for $24.40 with $2 shipping, but even the lowest non-verified is $21 with $3 shipping. That's $24, right? $19.99 with $5 shipping. That's the second one. So these are going to be $25. Even the non-verified verified sellers have these for $25 now. So when it comes to the first chapter stuff, you're probably not going to be able to find deals the same way when it comes to like verified, non-verified, because first chapter stuff is just becoming more and more hard to find and just more and more useful in the meta. In fact, speaking of first chapter stuff, the cold foil be prepareds today are now as high as $47. Gamers and Geeks has them for $47.89. There's only 5 listings left. Then it jumps to 44 with $5 shipping. That's basically $50. Most recent comps are $33.70. That's a light plate though. 4 cold foils sold. This was yesterday for $49.95. That's $50. Wow. Shout out Arnold, by the way, who watches and supports our market watch. I know you picked up the foil beat prep for me for way cheaper than that, around $25, which is just last week. As you can see here, last week they were, look at that, on the 11th actually. That was on Friday. $24.97, $24, $24, $26, $27. They were $25, and today you're gonna tell me that 3 days later they're double the price, $50 each. Wow. Shout out you, for picking up the cards at the right price, at the right time and at the right price. That's insane. Be prepared. One of the staples in Lorcana, it's the reset button for your Ruby Amethyst decks. This card is not going anywhere, I don't think, and it's no surprise why it is this expensive. Actually, I'm a little surprised because it was chilling at like $25 for $20 for a very long time. So wow, almost $50. I'm pretty sure it'll come down. I don't think it's gonna stick around that high. I wouldn't be surprised though if it stays around like $40 though. $40 for the cold foil B prep, like because of how like sought after this card is, how popular Ruby Amethyst is, and just in general, this is a staple from the first chapter. I think collectability wise, even looking at like the future of the game, I'm always gonna want to have a foil B prep, right? Some other first chapter cold foils that I noticed were going up this weekend. Tamana TOA is so shiny. A very different story than it was a couple weeks ago. Check this out. In the beginning of October, September, they were only selling for around $20. As of today, lowest to verified is $23, and then Dungeon Games also has it for $23. You keep scrolling down though, it starts to hit $26 only after 4 listings by Halo Heaven. Then it jumps to $33 by Nomad TCG and $35. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These first 6 listings are vary in price from $10, right? So if you do want a cold foil Tamana TOA, these $23 ones don't seem like too bad of a deal. When the wall right here by Nomad, they have 4 of them. They have it for $33. So I'm thinking this is going to be close to more than $30 very soon. But as of today, you can find them for as cheap as $23. And check this out. Most recent sales comps right here on Friday, 23, 21. Somebody bought 4 of them for $39, $40. That's a little outrageous, I think. That's a little too much. I can see the $33 price tag, but $40 is a little too much, right? So maybe don't tax $40 for those. But yeah, you can see this one for 27, 20, 23. So I would say more than $20 is what they were selling at since Friday. So $23 lowest verified today for your cold foil Tamana TOA as well. Pretty good. We got Piglet, the Pooh Pirate Captain, not from the first chapter, but still one of the most expensive super rares in the game right now, actually. Very popular and still kind of coming down in price, but more than $5. We have Stone Drink Collects, lowest verified for $5.45, and Quibbles TCG has 5 of them for you at the same price, so you can get them all from that one seller. And if you want cold foils, they're only about $2 to $3 more. Keyfabe Cards has them for $7.44, and then Slow Your Roll has it for $8.19 for your cold foil Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for one of the aggro staples, right? Prince John's going up in price this week. These are now $5 officially, plus if anything. And in September, we have them for as an average of $3.20. Now we're getting towards the middle of October, and we're seeing $4.77 with $1.27 shipping, $3.69 with $1.27 shipping. So you're at least going to pay $5 for a Prince John. This is a non-foil, by the way. Your non-foil Prince Johns are now $5 each. And the cold foils, ooh, love to see that, shooting up to as high as $15 today from some non-verified sellers. And lowest verified is $17.56, almost $20. Not quite there yet, but we're pushing that $20 line with cold foil Prince Johns now. Little Root Games, shout out you. They got 2 of them for you for your Prince John cold foils. Strength of a Raging Fire, we saw this on Friday, just continue and just going up in price, and it continues to go up in price. Quibbles TCG has 4 of them. Shout out you if you want to place it. 6, $6.45 basically, almost $6.50. $6.50 is what it's looking like for one copy of your Strength of Raging Fires. And your yeah, look at this, finally hit $15 for your cold foil. We saw this on Friday. We were talking about how the cold foils were on their way to hit $15, and yep, lowest verified is $14.37 for a near mint by Top Dog Cards. $14.37 with $1 shipping. Then Legend City, lowest non-verified for a near mint, $15 on the dot. We called it. I said on Friday's Market Watch, I think it was Friday when I was talking with Zach, or last Monday when we were saying Strength of a Raging Fire on its way to be a $15 cold foil. Easy. I'm really appreciating the movement on Let It Go cold foils right now. Even the non-foils are like $3, but the cold foils have been going up in price just a little bit. They were as low as $5.76 average, and we're in late October now, and the lowest verified is $8.99 actually. Most recent sales were $7.29, $5.98, $6, and as of today, somebody did buy two of them for $8.99 and another one for $9.99. So they're pretty much a $10 cold foil now. I'd say $9 cold foil because Dungeon Games has it for $8.99 and Nomad Games and Hobbies also has it for $9. So you can get it today for $9, but it's pushing $10. Let me know what you guys are playing this card in. I'm playing it personally in my green blue deck. I've been seeing a lot of people play it in Blurple, in Sapphire Steel, so it's kind of coming back into the meta. Doc has been going up in price this week. Check this out. This rare is now $2.43 with $1.27 shipping by Gotcha IRL. They're the lowest verified. Lowest non-verified is Card Mongoose. It's still $2 with $1.50 shipping. This is like a $3 rare now. This is from Shimmering Sky, so that's pretty good. It's one of the most recent sets. So if you are, picking stuff from the recent sets, some of these rares are now $3 at least. And cold foils, there's only 14 cold foils left. These are continuing to go up in price. In September, they were $2. End of October, they're already $5+. The lowest non-verified is $4.21 with extra shipping, and then the Card Vet is the lowest verified at $5.38 with $1.22 shipping. So these are like $6 to $7 cold foils now. So whenever a new set comes out, and there's like a staple or like meta cards that are like kind of really cheap, like the Doc selling for $1, $2. It's always really good to pick those up because now, as the format is showcasing how good this card can be, or even just its collectability, they're as high as $5 for each cold foil. Another rare I want to talk about before we call it a day is a Morph Space Goo, about $3 today. I don't sell these for less than $3 right now because everybody's asking for these and they leave like that. So non-foils are going to be $3. Cold foils are around $5+. Lowest verified is $4.61 with $1.27 shipping. So if you buy it online, you're going to be paying around $6. And then next verified is going to be a Paradigm Game, same price. Then it jumps to $5 with $1.50 shipping. So it's about $6 now for your cold foil morphs, and that's pretty nice to see. Smees are also basically $1 now. That's pretty cool. Look at this uncommon rise from 30 cents to as high as 94 cents for this uncommon non-foil card. Very popular in Lorcana's metagame. I don't think it's ever going to go away. So this is some uncommon action that I like to see, especially if you're like a vendor or something. You're able to buy in bulk. If you find Smees, you're finding $1 every time, possibly $2 depending on how you're selling it, because lowest verified today is Hidden Block Game, 73 cents with $1.27 shipping. Then we see 90 cents and 99 cents at the bottom by Wild Card Cyclone. Shout out you guys. But these are basically $1 now. Somebody bought 6 of them for $1 each. That's pretty nice. So if you have Smees in your binder alongside Tipo, Flynn Rider, Chernobog, and like Ursula, those type of uncommon cards, make sure you're valuing them correctly in your binder, because those are dollar cards you can throw in for the trade in case you're off the value for a little bit. But you know what I mean? I hope you guys had an awesome week. I hope you guys were testing for set championships. If you guys did do well this weekend playing your set championship tournament events, please tag us on Twitter, go join our Discord, and post your deck list in the deck list section so that we could talk about it in tomorrow's video. That'd be really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching the Monday Market Watch. That's going to be all for this Monday. Be sure to tune in every Monday and Friday for more updated prices, Lorcana news, and meta trends. My name is Kevin. On Fridays, we take a little bit more time, and in between the week, we're doing live streams now. We're doing more meta videos, so be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you're a Lorcana Goons. I'm really looking forward to see those Mirable deck lists, so please send them. But until then, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you Goons next time.